Is everybody in?
Before we get started,
Everybody in?
does anyone want to get out?
Everybody.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows
Ceremony
things
is
are bad.
about to
It's a
begin.
depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. We don't go out anymore. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my... I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. At first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Go.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
You. Good evening. Today is Friday, September 16, 2022. It is 8:46 in the evening. Wherever you are, I hope you are doing well and I hope you are safe. Everyone that you care for, I hope also is safe. So, as usual, we will try to make this as brief and as meaningful as we can. Pilgrimage. I'm just going to borrow a few words of wisdom from Rumi. Good evening, Daddy Dens. So Rumi is, or was rather, a Islamic mystic. If I still remember correctly. Good evening, Kuya Kuts. Good evening, Coach Ricky. Good evening. If you're looking for any guidance of, let's say, in terms of physical fitness, breathing exercises, getting into yoga, please check out Coach Ricky's channel. You'll find it under the name of Coach Ricky Gonzalez channel. You can also follow Daddy Dens if you would like. He also does exercises and things of that nature. If you are leaning more into triathlete programs, follow Kuya Kuts. He's specifically geared into, how do you say that? He's more specifically geared and leaning towards to um, triathlete programs, run, swim, and bike. Okay, docs. So continuing forward, I'll just borrow a few lines of wisdom from Rumi. And just as an introduction, Rumi is, or was again, I'm sorry, rather an Islamic scholar and theologian, as well as a Sufi mystic, originally from the greater Khorasan in greater Iran. He was as well a Persian poet. I'm I'm sorry if I keep um, looking at him as a live person. It's because they are always alive as long as we remember them. I don't see him as the dead. All right. So let's move forward. I've taken this from the book Teachings of Rumi, by translated by Andrew Harvey. Hi, Pest Blog PH. Thank you for watching. So the the passage I'll be borrowing is from one of his timeless poems. It's called Mathnawi. The title is The Real Pilgrimage is Inward, hence our title. You went on pilgrimage to Mecca, but where are you now? Come, come. Here is where you find the beloved, your beloved's, your nearest neighbor. Just a wall divides you. What idea possessed you to wander through the desert? If you were to see from without form of the beloved, you're at once the Lord, the house, the Kaaba. You've entered the house 10 times the same way. Now just once, leave it and climb onto the roof. The house of God is beautiful. You've described it completely. Now show us a sign of the Lord of the house. You say you visited the garden. Where are your roses? You're coming out of the sea, you say. Where's the pearl of your soul? May so many stark ordeals be transmuted into treasure. Alas, it is you yourself who hide your own treasure. Thank you very much, Muhammad Al Rumi. Thank you. Grace Kelly, thank you. So, from these words, we'll try to parse it as he usually does. He's more of like the Islamic Plato or Diogenes or those who practice dialectic. His approach was more of didactic. His stories, his poems were more leaning towards teaching a particular message, having a lesson, like a fable, something of that nature. So again, I claim not to be a scholar. I claim not to be an expert. This is just my way of giving back. In a way, in my dark times, there were people who were good enough to share these wisdoms with me. Those who took the time, sat me down, and enlightened me, at least in a way. I say enlightened, they showed me the way. I don't mean enlightenment like, oh, no. What I mean is being shown a particular way to view things, to each, I guess, his own set of experiences, his own set of thoughts, his own set of transitions. So, yes, we may pass or we may walk along the same road. However, we will experience it all differently and personally in a totally different manner. We'll never walk the same road the same. So let's try to parse what he said. To me, when we say how I see it, since I'm not into taking religion as a concept of just one right religion. There's many ways of looking at it. There's many ways of understanding it. So I see religion as inner peace. I see God as success in my own journey. My peace of mind, success in finding peace of mind, finding peace, inner peace. So as Rumi said, you went on pilgrimage to Mecca, but where are you now? Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, Sir Warren. Thank you. So we're to ask ourselves, um, what what challenges have we overcome? What challenges have we faced, and what trials or tribulations have we moved past from? Are these lessons we have forgotten? Are these lessons that we have not taken heed to? There are, of course, going to be moments of doubt. There are, of course, going to be moments of darkness. Let's use that term. Good evening, JM. Good evening. So, going back to that, the journey to Mecca, the pilgrimage to Mecca, is a practice of the Islamic faith. They are asked at least once in their lifetime to be able to go on a pilgrimage to Mecca. Why? Why? What's the whole point? It's the journey, it's the process, it's the commingling and cohabiting with those people moving towards the same place. It's an act of sacrifice and an act of physical as well as spiritual pilgrimage. Going on a journey, traveling in the world of strangers, opens you up to a multitude of trials, a multitude of experiences you will never have if you stay within the walls of your safety, within the walls of your community, or within the walls of your home, within the walls that you have built for yourself, your safety zone. So that's one of the things that has continuously captured my fascination about the Islamic faith. They are asked always to be kind to strangers. They are always asked to be kind to those who have nothing to give. They're asked to be a lot of things. And sadly, they have been, how do you say that? Misrepresented in a way, maybe due to the difference of the difference of faith. I don't know. But all I know is, as far as I have gone, my personal experience, those of the Islamic faith has always been good to me and good to us. So I was introduced to Rumi by an Islam friend of mine. And that was one of the few things that fascinated me. the first thing that fascinated me was that process of purification through pilgrimage. However, one of the imams I have had the privilege to speak to told me that a pilgrimage is merely not merely traveling from one place to the other. There is a more arduous journey that one has to go through, and that is within himself. So at the time, I was told of this. What? I was what, 17 or 18 years old. I was still fucked up real bad then. So I did not understand the whole premise. But I did remember it. It stuck with me. The hardest journey you will make is within yourself. And from there, you go out into the world as a new man. Those were his words. So, like I said, I don't understand. I did not understand that early on. Took a while, a long while. And I'm still trying to understand it up to now. And how far within myself should I go? How far is this journey? How much more should I unearth, uncover, or try to parse out? Isn't it enough to to simply understand yourself so that you can remain at ease? Or is it not good enough to know yourself, to find your strength? Is it not good enough? Is it not far enough to travel within the boundaries of yourselves up to the point where you meet your gatekeeper should you enter further into your own suffering, your own hell? And these are questions that come into mind. These are questions that I ask myself often. How far are you willing to suffer? How far are you willing? How far are you willing to go? Should you take the shortcuts? Since you already know where you're going, do you really have to travel the whole path all along, or should you take shortcuts? Once upon a time, I did, and it didn't end well. So these are certain things you have to at least ask yourself once in a while. Along the way, of course. And it has never been mentioned that you should never sit down, take a moment for yourself and rest. Of course, the journey will never be easy, the travel, everything else in between will not be always smooth sailing. There will be, as we mentioned, suffering. There will be pain, there will be hardships. that will make the whole journey worth it once you arrive at your destination, which is success. Or how do you define success? Self fulfillment, real, meaningful success or contentment. Certain things that we can take to the grave. You may not have $1 billion house, but you have the love and respect of your children. I'm fucking good with that. You may not have all the money in the world that you would want, but you have enough. You have a roof over your head. You're able to feed your family with dignity. With dignity. Then you're good. You're all right. To me, that would be success. You may not have $1 million car, but you can travel with ease. You can travel with peace of mind. You can stop and speak to every stranger that you come across, never feeling threatened, always finding friends along the way. To me, that would be okay. That would be successful to me. I'm good with that. Of course, we will never share the same perspective or we will never share the same view. However, this is the lens I see the world from. There are far more important things to me, to me, at least to me. I don't know about you, but at least to me, these are the more important things. I may not have the jet or whatever or access to hotels or whatnot, but I have the heart of my wife. I have her support and her love in each and every day. I'm good with that. These are the little things that we may, I don't know, take for granted or not see at the time because we're too busy struggling for unimportant things. I'm not saying money is not important. I'm not saying money is not relevant. However, I can understand that it is a tool, it is a means. It should not be the center of your existence. I can only hope to earn the smiles of my children and my wife. And of course, the same for everyone I meet. To me that would be a good definition to success. So I am at that point in my life where I know that. So I can only hope as well that as you journey inwards, as you traverse the highs and the lows of your life, I hope you also come to that point of understanding what is more meaningful to you beyond all the material things, beyond all the tragedies that you may have suffered needlessly alone. I can only ask that with whatever means you can lend a hand, not necessarily with again, financial support or whatnot, if you can bend an ear to listen to a friend, if you can help ease the suffering of anyone that you know, then take that role at least once in your journeys. You will, of course, once in a while, have to take certain paths and roles in life. I hope these are one of them. Let us not be locked in by our own self made prisons, our preconceived notions of people. Not everyone is the same. If you have been betrayed by one, you may be saved by another. So that's it for tonight. That would be it for Friday. I was just surprised that it was so it was so fast. It just sped by. The whole week sped by. I didn't even notice the time has flown so fast. So again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me this evening. I simply wanted to thank you, each and every one of you, for taking the time to listen, taking the time to commune with Rumi tonight and his teachings. life is a Life is about making choices. I hope you choose to take that pilgrimage into the dark unknown. Look into the darkness of the abyss and see yourself looking from within. Extend your hand to yourself, and maybe, just maybe, you can save not only yourself from suffering, but others who are suffering as well. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful and safe rest of your evening. Good night. Happy weekend.
Is everybody in?
Before we get started,
Everybody in?
does anyone want to get out?
Everybody.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows
Ceremony
things
is
are bad.
about to
It's a
begin.
depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. You don't go out anymore. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my... I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. At first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Here we go.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.